game first came out and I was playing it, and literally she's about to finish her freshman year of college. So it's an unbelievable time frame from when I first played this game to reliving that experience again. And oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, can you guys not hear me? Or let me know if you can hear me for sure. I don't know if that's just godly or not. But we'll get started. Looks like you can definitely hear the game, so that's all that matters. Okay, GK can hear me. What's up, dude? We are not skipping this. I'll be quiet.
Years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor.
Now remember, I played this a little bit on stream the other day,
Years,
so
I've
remember what
never
I
been
played
the
versus
ruler
this.
of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
Hey, thanks for the sub, Helen Keller.
This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing
Anyone watching on
days of the
YouTube, thanks for
third
tuning
era
in. I appreciate you coming in. Everyone on
and the
Twitch
final
also as well,
hour
thanks for tuning in.
of my life.
Oh my gosh, it looks so much better! Oh, the music! Oh! What I fucking live for. Oh, looks so beautiful. I've only done the tutorial, so I've never even actually really gone out in the world. Just for YouTube, I did. Right, here we go. I already kind of have an idea for what I want to do for a character. So I won't spend too long on this, but see, not dark elf. I'm gonna go with an Altmer, high elf. See, what do I want for my stats? Oh, I don't like losing endurance. I'd rather lose speed, honestly, than endurance. Because endurance is all about carry weight. So probably go with this. I want the magic, so that'll be nice because I get a bunch of magic bonuses here. So these are all the skills. Obviously, you can see I get plus 15 in a handful of these. Really, what I'm looking for is what gives me the best in terms of what I want to build. I think this is Breton here. Let me see what Bretons get. Breton might actually be a little bit better for me. No good blade. Conjuration, mysticism, restoration. That's nice, but I don't think I'm going to use. I think I am going to go with the high elf here. We're not going to randomize the appearance. What we're going to do is we're going to make a mewing character here. So we're going to make a Chad. Let's see how I can do. Not as pronounced. Down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then the nice arch on those bones. Guys, let's go. Can't do too much on that. Gotta get strong cheekbones though. That's all part of mewing, you know. Oh, the chin. Here we go. We all know what's happening now. Chin's gonna get Jay Leno up in here. Go wide or do we go thin? The angle. Do we go thin for the angle? My eyes aren't too far apart. Oh yeah, gotta go. Wide or thin? What are we thinking? Maybe thin. Forehead, gotta go with a huge forehead. There we go. Hold his massive brain, you know? It's huge. Pushing up against his skull. He'd be happy. Island. The higher up the mouth is, the more chin you've got, you know? All right. Now we gotta go for the nose. Here we go. We're gonna go crazy. Who wouldn't like this guy? Go. Perfect. Looking good. This is looking good. There we go. I like that. Now for eyes, I can't do two different colored eyes like I have, which is dumb, but what are we thinking? Maybe purple. I kind of like purple. You know, look at my background, look at my theme design for my stream, you know? I kind of like purple. Ooh, I can go with a nice little tint. I look like the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm gonna do that. Well, where do I go to my hair? It was black, right? Not really black, though. Is that actually like their version of... I know, I kind of made a goblin here. I kind of like it, though. I'm digging it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm digging this. Well, I gotta think of a good goblin name here. Yeah. Let's see, chat. Do you have any suggestions? See what you guys have. I'm asking Chat GPT. I gotta know. Ooh, I kind of like this. Bart Snagglefist? What do you guys think? Sorry about that, guys. Kind of like this. I'm gonna go with it. This is our choice. Blart Snagglefist. I can always change it after, before I leave the tutorial. So if anyone else has any good ideas, definitely let me know.
Well.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Green was such a good call.
Look at the high and mighty Altmer.
I'm gonna have to
Where's
take an
your
orc and make a
dignity now,
Thanos.
huh? Where's that famous high elf poise and bearing? You know, my time's almost up. Pretty soon I'll be free, and you'll still be stuck in this rat hole, waiting for your execution. That's right. I heard some of the guards talking. You're going to die in here, high elf.
Do I look like a high elf to you,
You're
sir?
going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you.
Let me in.
Boris, lock that door behind us.
Yes, sir. My sons, they're dead, aren't they?
Looks so much better. Look, ready? Boop.
The messenger only said
Oh, it's so much cleaner.
No, they're dead.
And it makes noise.
What's
Oh.
the prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix up with the watch.
I feel like Mike Tyson right now. Hitting the punching bag.
Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
You, prisoner, stand aside. Over by the window. Stay out of the way and you won't get hurt.
No sign of pursuit, sir.
Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
The lighting is so much better. Unreal Engine 5 is such a good call with this.
Let me see your face.
Oh, and you don't zoom in super close either. It's so nice.
Then the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me strength.
What's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
How convenient.
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet.
I'm in
As for
jail
what
because
you have
everyone's
done,
racist.
It does not matter.
They don't like
That
goblins.
is not what you will be remembered for. I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too shall serve her in your own way.
I go my own
So
way.
we all.
Screw
But
you.
what path can
What?
be avoided whose end is fixed by the almighty gods?
Please, sire, we must keep moving.
Pretty
Better not
cool.
close this one.
Why didn't I
There's no
do
way
that
to
like
open
10
it
minutes
from the other
ago?
side.
Could have been
Don't try it.
skeeted out of here.
I'm
Looks like this is
watching
your
you.
lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
Oh my gosh, the auto walk still works. Yes. Pro tip, hit Q to auto walk or auto
Stand
run.
aside, prisoner.
I'm walking because it seems more thematic and cool. Let's see how to go third person. No, that wasn't it.
Close up left.
Figure it out later.
Protect the Emperor.
Protect yourself.
Oh,
It's down.
damn! You just took that right in the face real bad. I mean, I don't have a weapon, so I ain't doing shit, but... Damn, you got knocked the fuck out. World Star! World Star! Hold on, hold on.
Are you
World
on
Star!
Captain
World
She's
Star!
dead.
Sorry, sire, but we have
Isn't that what you do when someone gets knocked the
There's
fuck
trouble
out?
ahead.
How could they be waiting for us here?
Don't know. But it's too late to go
Take
back
some
now.
of this. Take their
Don't worry,
clothes.
sire. We will get
A potion. Gotta do some inventory stuff. So let me set up some hotkeys here. See, this one I'm gonna want. Oh, not 6, 4. Target flare, I want it 3. There we go.
They won't be the first to underestimate the blades. I'll take point. Let's move.
I hate spending a ton of time
Stay
in my
here,
inventory, so I
Don't
always
try
try
to
to set up the
follow us.
hotkeys as soon as possible. Oh, look at that rat. It's hairy. Gross. That's cool. Damn, what a cool effect. God, Unreal Engine 5 is so cool. Don't mind me, chat. I memorized everything in this tutorial after the hundreds of times I've actually gone through it. So I can steamroll it if I want, but I try to take my time with it a little bit and search around. Really kind of take it all in. I'm gonna want the leather because I'm gonna go light armor. Grab those. The lock picking here, I'll read it for you. I know how to do it, but I'll read it. If you have a lock pick, you can try to pick most locks. To move the lock pick from slot to slot, press A and D, press W, or move your mouse up to move the pick upward into a tumbler. When the tumbler reaches the top of the lock, you will hear a metallic sound. Press space to secure it in place. When all tumblers are secured at the top, the lock will open. So pretty straightforward. You can use W, or you can flick your mouse up to do that. I'm just doing it a couple times just to show you. And you want to click your mouse when it's locked in at the top. Like that. Alright, so now that they want me to equip my bow and everything like that, so let me just do that. I'm probably not going to really go with the bow this time, to be honest with you. I'll probably keep one on me just in case. Oh, I didn't equip arrows. Pew! And I'll take my arrow back. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. Let's see. Is there anything else over here? I don't think so. Ooh. Oh, it wanted me to use magic. There we go. I followed the rules tutorial. Don't yell at me. I'm not gonna take this stuff. Well, I will for now, but that stuff gets heavy, so I'm probably gonna have to drop it eventually. Damn it. I forget that you can just take all. I was playing, I'm used to, like, the fact that only in Skyrim they added that. Oh! Oh, they're coming right for us! They're coming right for us! Got him. Wart flesh is pretty good because you can use it with rat meat. Good start for alchemy skills. Oh, hi, buddy. Don't worry, the game gets harder. I could turn up the difficulty, but the goblins are actually pretty tough on expert. I did it on expert earlier, and I don't want to die on stream because that's embarrassing. There you have it. Am I whipping out? Yes. Am I ashamed of it? A little bit. Will I change my ways? No. Got 2 more rats coming up. You? Oh my god, I hit the wall. Ooh, nice shot. Love it. Where are you, buddy? You are. Oh, there you are. Alright, chat, here comes the moment of truth. This is an average level lock, and I have like 4 security. So this is going to be pretty difficult for me to do. Oh, I should have done it. Okay, next one. Alright. Let's go! God, I'm so good at this game. I feel like how most of you feel when I play Stumble Guys with you guys. You guys just like wreck the floor with me. How I'd be in this. I know everything in the game. I'm so excited to go back through the Shivering Isles expansion. You know I got the deluxe edition. Oh, shit. I can drop one of those at least. Like I said, the heavy armor, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep. It's heavy. Dude, that's a rookie mistake running by the 2 gold right there. Only real pros grab that 2 gold. Just so you know. There's some unwritten rules to Oblivion. Combat is so much smoother though. I'm still getting used to it. It's like a little faster paced. But I love it so far. A lot of fun. Hey mods, I have a special job for you. If I'm getting too into the game and my head starts like getting cut off by the by my webcam border, let me know so I can move my head, please. Because I am going to get into this shit hard. I don't love this. I will say, I do not love this. How when you loot it now, it disappears. I mean, I like the fact that you pretty much always get it now, but I don't know. I kind of liked leaving it there. Seeing it disappear just feels like kind of like arcadey. I think it's a personal preference of mine, though. Like, I'm totally fine with it doing it that way, but it's just something that when I saw it, I was like, eh. I didn't love it. If anyone's either starting the game or about to start the game and has any questions about builds, character ideas, hey, thank you, John, for the subscription. Appreciate you. I missed because I was talking and looking at my other screen. But definitely ask away in the chat. I'm happy to help. I have played just about every character combination in this game, and I just made about 40 minutes of YouTube content specifically on character creation, so please pick my brain. Ooh, there we go, Josh. Thanks for the question. Any idea how the leveling has changed? I actually don't yet. We're going to be finding out very shortly. I've only done the tutorial once, so I didn't quite hit the level up parameters yet. But I know the leveling system has changed a little bit. I think they've made it more like Skyrim, which is kind of good. Not great for one of my videos because I talk about the old leveling system. Whoops. But I'll have to update that in the future. But we'll experience it together, that's for sure. We'll take a look. I'll analyze it live on stream. Nothing better than that, right? Thank you for tripping that. And finish you with the cast. I can't wait till I get lightning magic. Nice. Oh, here comes my favorite part. Oh, that rat's dead. Are you ready for this, guys? This is so much cleaner now. Oh my god, it didn't kill him. Always kills him. The log trap. I love the log trap so much. Oh, I'm over encumbered from a lockpick. This stuff's not even worth like anything. I'm gonna have a shit mercantile. Could put this on though. All right. It has freed up like half my carry weight. True rusty iron armor, not worth it. Unless you go heavy armor, I wouldn't take it. I always go blade. I never go blunt. Personal preference of mine. Some people like the maces and stuff. It's not that I don't like them. I just think the blades are so much more. I don't even know why I'm individual. Gotta open the rat cage. Let them fight. What's really cool now is this goblin never aggroed to those rats before in the old game. So that's just one sign how the AI has improved. Is that it was able to see that happen and then make that registration and then take the action to join in. Very cool, in my opinion. If those rats are dead, I don't need any more rat meat, I don't think. I'm going to get 8 in this box over here. So. I see some lightning magic. Get a lightning staff. Let's see her use it. Hey, thanks for the subscribe. And thanks for the sub. I gotta get used to saying that. You know, Voidless, I wasn't going to be, but then I was like, I need to play this. And if I'm gonna play it, I really might as well play with all of you guys. So I'm a little tired. I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night. I was up until about 5 a.m. this morning making videos. And then I worked half a day because I wasn't sure the game was coming out and I didn't want to take a day off for nothing. So I am absolutely exhausted. I'm chugging a Red Bull that I've almost finished. I'll just take all of it. And I'm here with you all. So hopefully my energy levels are pretty good. And hopefully I'm entertaining, but at least this game should be amazing. So hopefully it'll do all the work for me here today. Now, another rookie mistake is a lot of people, they'll run up and go, oh, look, there's a door here. Let me just go in. If you turn around, boom, you got yourself a box. There's only 2 lockpicks and 7 iron arrows in it, but hey, a box is a box. You miss the box, you're a nub. There's also one more secret box that everyone forgets about. This is cool. There was never water here before. So this is like an awesome, cool new effect. I love it.
Here they come again to get the Emperor out of here. For the Emperor! Die! You'll never take me
Just so
down.
you know, I'm going to apologize to any new viewers on Twitch in advance. I'm not doing any pre-roll breaks today. We're just going to keep playing right through unless I have to go to the bathroom or take my dog out or something. So, we're not taking 3-minute breaks every hour today.
No,
we are playing.
He is not one of them. He can help us. He must help us.
As you wish, sire.
You'll have to
They
deal with the
cannot
ads as they come.
understand why I trust you.
Hopefully
They've
you all
not
understand.
Seen what I've seen. How can I explain? Listen, you know the 9, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
I'm not on good terms with the gods.
I've served the
Don't
9
tell my
all
wife.
my days, and I chart my course by the cycles of the heavens. The skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign. I know these stars well.
Here we go.
and I
Gotta pick
wonder
my star sign.
which sign marked your birth.
I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do, but let's go through them together real quick. Because why not, you know? So the warrior is a great sign if you really want to kind of go with a really a melee or a combat build. It's also not just a bad general sign because you get the endurance and you get the strength, so you get more carry weight, more health, which, you know, more health keeps you alive a little bit. So definitely a solid one, really no matter what, but definitely combat skills. Mage is really good for people who are new to the game and want to do like spell casting and things like that. You get the positive, you pretty much get a good increase of magicka, which is like your mana pool. Now, it's not as like versatile as some of the other ones, but there's no drawback here, so it's really a nice one to kind of go for. The Thief, this is one of my favorite ones because you get agility, luck, and speed. Josh, I'll answer your question in 1 second. But with the Thief, you get agility, luck, and speed. Now, luck is pretty cool because it's kind of hard to level that one up, like when you use your points, at least in the traditional leveling system. I don't know the new one yet, so we're going to see how that plays into it. But agility and speed are always super helpful, especially if you're going for a stealth build. The Steed, you get to increase your movement speed by 20 points, which it seems like it's not a great skill, but it really kind of is, because if you have like 30 or 50 speed, you're talking about like almost like doubling or like increasing your speed by like 50% just by choosing the sign. Plus, it's something that Athletics and acrobatics, you'll kind of level it up that way too, but it is just a nice thing to have. And the higher and further you can jump, you'll realize that you can actually get places that otherwise you couldn't. You can jump out of encounters and kind of get away from enemies really easily. Having speed is definitely important. The Apprentice, pros and cons on this one. This is a good casting sign. But really, you want to pick a Breton if you do this because you have 100 magic points, which compared to the mage here, you only get 50. You get double. But you also take double the magic damage from literally all types of magic. But if you pick the Breton, you get a 50% magic resistance, so that kind of cuts that in half, which makes it a little bit more bearable, but it's really not a great skill, in my opinion. I think you should go to the Atronach, but we'll get to that in a minute. The shadow here, invisibility. Oh, thank you so much, Seth, for the sub. I appreciate that. Now, the shadow here, you can use it once a day to become invisible for 60 seconds. This is actually really useful, especially for stealth builds. I know eventually you can get a spell that pretty much does this on demand, but waiting for 24 hours isn't the end of the world in a single-player game. And you can use it to kind of steal items when there's an item that you just can't kind of get alone, and there's always an NPC around, and some other stealth-based stuff that makes it really, really cool. But if you go with like a casting build, you'll probably get a spell to do this anyway, so it's only really useful, I think, for the stealth builds. The Ritual, this is cool because you get a turn undead spell, which is really cool early on in the game, and the healing 200 points of health once a day is like a great, like, get the fuck out of dodge, like, clutch moment there. But you'll kind of get spells that'll pretty much keep you alive and turn undead anyway as you go, so it kind of falls off after a handful of levels. So, this one's okay. The Atronach, this is a super polarizing one. So you get the most increase of Magicka by 150 points compared to, 50 with the Mage and 100 with the Apprentice. Every time you get hit with magic, you have a 50% chance to not take damage from it, and you gain mana back that way. But the drawback is you actually don't have mana regeneration. So the crazy thing about that is you need to have a lot of like mana potions, or you need to rest a lot. You really need to work the mechanics of the game to make this one like great, because you can really fuck yourself over, to be honest with you, if you don't. But it's a really, really cool sign. I really recommend it to anyone looking for a challenge, because it's so cool to have so much more casting capabilities, but you also have to play around with that. Oh no, like how do I regen my mana? And especially if you play with the hardcore mode where like you don't rest, you don't let yourself kind of regen it that way, it can be a bit of a struggle. The tower, this is one I used to use all the time in Morrowind because you could steal some early items for really effective things, but with the Oblivion lock picking and stuff, like I can already open an average level lock, so being able to do that once a day isn't really much of anything. And the reflect damage is just like it's 5% of damage, which isn't really that big of a deal. By the time it's actually going to be impactful, you're going to have so much armor and stuff like that that it's not really going to hurt you too much. Almost done, Josh. Thanks for hanging out. Now, the Lord, this one's a little bit different. This was my favorite sign in my YouTube video, but I'm going to actually have to change it because they've changed it. They took away the Blood of the North ability, which is a super OP ability that you could kind of constantly heal yourself. So I understand why they took it out. But the downside to that is the fact that now it's not as good. You do get 15 armor rating, which early game is pretty nice. And the magic resistance by 15%. Like if you pair that with like the Breton, for example, and the Atronach or the Apprentice and stuff like that, you can kind of get 65% magic reduction. So it's kind of cool. You can kind of become a magic tank. But the downside is with that, it's like, you lose your healing spell. So they did change that just because it was broken before. The Lady, this is pretty good. This is 2 skills. You just get 10 points in each, so it's pretty basic. But willpower is for your magic regeneration, and endurance is great for carry weight. So this actually isn't a bad one to choose either. The Lover, now this one's pretty good. Not as great as the next one I'm going to get to, because this is like an early game one where you can just paralyze people for like 10 seconds? Yeah, 10 seconds, but it reduces the fatigue by 120 points. The downside to this is this skill is good at early game, but you don't even have like 120 fatigue. So the minute you use it, you literally have no stamina left to attack with. And by the time you gain stamina back, they're going to be unparalyzed. So it's good to like stun a guard and run away or something like that. But outside of things like that, it's not as effective as this next one here, which is the Serpent. Now, this will actually deal 3 points of poison damage over 20 seconds. So it's going to be 60 points of damage, which is kind of crazy, especially at the early game where most things barely even have 60 HP. So you'll be able to get a guaranteed kill each time. And this only does 100 points of fatigue, which isn't great. But the difference between these two is Paralyze doesn't do damage. Poison does damage. So if you don't have fatigue, you're still doing the damage for that 20 seconds while you don't have fatigue. So it's still like a DPS move, which I think makes it a lot better than, the Lover. Which, I think if you're torn between the two, definitely go with the Serpent. If you're going to role play and you want to do the Lover for like, say like a Poison Ivy Batman type build, thing like that where you can poison people with kisses, that would be a cool way to kind of role play that. But outside of that, for mid-maxing, Serpent's better. All right, Josh, thank you for waiting. Let's see, what's the most fun sort of playstyle for Oblivion? Also, which weapons classes have the most best uniques? So great questions. Actually, really good questions. So to answer your first one, the fun sort of playstyle is, and I hate to be cliche about it, but it's really the playstyle you want to play. There's fantastic options for combat, stealth, and magic. I will say if you're looking from like a metagame point of view, at least in the old version, I haven't fully fleshed out the remastered yet to know. Thank you so much, Jopo. Love it. Loving seeing all these subs come through today. So anyway, I was saying I don't know how the remaster is going to be, but magic is pretty supremely overpowered in the old Oblivion. So going magic is never a bad call. Me personally, I would say I always either fall into a caster or I'll go for like a wood elf archer type sneak assassin build. And that's for me because archery in this game always holds a special place in my heart just because I love shooting people in the face, running up to them and seeing the arrow sticking out of like their chin. It just looks so much more satisfying to me. And the fact that you can pick up arrows that you miss with and even off their bodies, you can kind of recycle your arrows and you'll almost never run out. So it's very effective in that regard too. But combat's not a bad call either because just kind of going sword and board or with a big hammer and heavy armor and being able to carry a lot of loot is really fun, especially with the ragdoll physics. You can kind of launch enemies with the warhammer. So let me know what you're thinking. I'll definitely help you guide like a character creation if you like, but it's really the sky's the limit, whatever you're thinking. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, I build like 6 or 7 characters on a typical one playthrough, and I'll play through once with like 6 or 7 times, like kind of sequentially. And the reason for that is I love kind of doing the encounters with different skills and different signs, some more challenging than others, and kind of seeing how it goes. So now, as for your last question, which weapon classes have the most uniques? They have a good amount for either, and especially if you get into enchanting your weapons, literally the sky's the limit. So what I mean by that is like you could make a bow that when you hit on target, it does like 1,000 points of destruction damage of whatever type you want, say shock, in a range of like 1 foot. So when you hit the enemy, theoretically, at least if it follows the same system as the 2006 version, you can hit an enemy with a bow and literally launch it 600 feet in the frickin' air. And it's just hilarity, just watching them slam into the ceiling in dungeons or just launching over a mountain. And that's when you get later on in the game. But really, I mean, I would say swords, I always found kind of had the most and the coolest looking uniques. Especially once you get to the Shivering Isles expansion, there's some cool swords there. I don't want to spoil it, but there's some really, really cool swords. One of the best looking weapons in the game would be a sword from the Shivering Isles. So if that's something that you really want, I would engage into looking into that. But we're more than likely getting a creation engine form of some kind in this game, and we'll get mod support. So I'm sure people will make their own weapons too, and you'll be able to get those, and they'll look super, super cool. Hopefully that answered your question, Josh. Let me know if you have any others. Hopefully I didn't take too long. Hopefully you're still there listening. Let's see. What do I want to go with here? Do I want to go with the 3 of that? Because if I go with my build, I'm not going to have a lot of speed. And I think as a high elf, I lose speed. So it might be good to get that. I love luck for crits, and agility is nice for dodging. But do I want to just go with the speed and maybe just get 20 points? I think I'm going to go with the speed for now. Now, the cool thing is I can change this before I leave the tutorial. So I may end up doing that. Sorry, guys, I have a little bit of a hiccup here. I just chugged this entire Red Bull. So my stomach is like, dude, you did not eat anything and you're running off 3 hours of sleep. What the fuck is wrong with you? So we're going to go with this for now. If you have any suggestions, literally chat, call one out, and I'll probably play with it. So we'll build a character together and we'll see how we do. But I can change all of these by the end of the tutorial. So if I've covered anything and you want to see how it works, or you want to kind of check it out, let me know. I'll be under the steed.
The signs I read show the end of my path. My death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
Thanks, Devil. Welcome. Welcome to the Cool Cats Club.
Your stars are not mine. Today, the steed shall speed your progress on the road to destiny.
Tell your
My
friends, I've
dreams
got
grant
all
me
the
no
Oblivion
opinions of
information.
success.
So,
Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of
you know, the
death.
big name streamers may have never even played Oblivion before.
Companion.
I was in high
The
school when
dawn
this
of
game came out.
Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness.
I don't mean to
With
brag,
such hope,
but I
and
melted
with the
2
promise of
copies
your
of
aid,
Oblivion
my
and
heart
burned
must
through
be
2
satisfied.
Xbox 360 consoles with Red Rings of Death. Just because of this game. So, I have done everything, and I'm so excited to do it all again.
No trophies of my triumphs precede me, but I have lived well, and my ghost shall rest easy. Men are but flesh and blood. They know their doom, but not the hour. In this, I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall. I go to my grave. A tongue shriller than all the music calls me.
I'm
You
not
shall
skipping
follow me
Patrick
yet for a
Stewart, so
while.
nobody ask me.
Then we must part.
Not happening.
You may as well make yourself useful. Here, carry this torch and stick close.
I don't care about
Stick
you.
close and let us do our job, and you'll be all right.
Sir Patrick Stewart does not get skipped in this stream. Tell you that right fucking now. I'll throw hands. I'll literally throw hands. Not even kidding. So this is the other chest that people always forget if they're noobs. Because everyone follows him over here. Nothing over there. You go this way for the little shortcut, you get yourself a chest. I don't even bother attacking at this point. Like, not even worth it.
You thought we'd go down easy?
Maybe I'll cast some magic. Oh,
Do that again.
that's why I wasn't wanting to cast magic. Hey, Real OG, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Feel free to lurk or say hi.
Prisoner, the Emperor needs help.
We don't judge here. Well, at least I don't judge. GK might.
Do that again.
For the blade and the Emperor.
Bruh. Are you streaming on YouTube? Yeah, let's go. Thank you, man. That's so cool. I appreciate it so much. It's like really cool to me to see that either you saw my stream on YouTube or you watched my video and you're like, hey, he's live. Let's check him out. So, seriously, thank you. Thank you.
Hold up.
There's going to be a lot of
Yes,
Oblivion
let me take a
content,
look.
so hopefully you're ready for it. I also do Monster Hunter Wilds a lot. So I'll be coming out with a video in probably a week for that, for the next guide for the Arch-Tempered Ray Dow. If you're not into it, don't worry. It'll be right back to Oblivion after that video. But I have a number of people who watch me for Monster Hunter content, so I want to make sure I cater to them as well a little. Oh, let me show you my my character, by the way. So this is, what do we name him again? Oh yeah, Blart Snagglefist. So he's a high elf. You wouldn't believe it. Think of the Wicked Witch in the West. Decided to get blown away in the tornado. Landed in the Somerset Isles. And then got banged by my dad. And had me. And I am the byproduct of a 10-year-long mewing streak. So.
Damn it! The gate is barred.
My dad may or may not have been the Oblivion equivalent of Jay Leno. It's undecided yet. I've never known him.
Worth a try. Let's go.
Blart Snagglefist has a complicated background. Ooh, I got another question. Sorry, I'm going to pause it. I like getting questions. How does Oblivion's main story compare to Skyrim's? I'd always explore the far reaches of Skyrim before I went anywhere near completing the main storyline. Dude, I got to be honest with you. This is my favorite game out of the whole series. Now, Morrowind was the first one I played. I've played all of them by this point, but just kind of going chronologically in my life. Morrowind was the first one I played when I was like 12. Absolutely fell in love with the game and open world RPGs from that moment onward. Just all the customization, everything you could do, literally blew the hell out of my mind. Now, going into Oblivion, it just turned everything up to 11. The AI was so dynamic. The quests were so real. Now, one thing I will say between Skyrim and Oblivion, I put about 2,000 hours into Oblivion. I put maybe 400 hours into Skyrim. So let that kind of tell the story on my behalf for me. Oblivion just kind of sucked me in a lot more. The environment was much more up my alley. It was much more vibrant, much more alive. The quests I felt were much more like detailed and intricate. Like I felt like I would stumble upon a quest a lot easier in Oblivion than I kind of would in Skyrim. Like in Skyrim, you could run and just have like people chase you around forever and stuff like that, and you can run through the whole town until they could catch up to you to give you a quest. In Oblivion, they kind of wait for you to get close. And then they'll come up to you and be like, oh, hey, did you hear about this? Also, a lot of the quests that are in the game, they don't tell you about. So you actually have to go around and you have to ask for rumors and you have to discover them and find out, oh, where is this person? Who is this person? Oh, they're in this inn? I have no idea where it is. Skyrim was much more streamlined where it was just, okay, go here, go here, go here, go here. And I don't know. I personally loved the immersion more in Oblivion. Maybe it was nostalgia. That's what we're going to find out on this playthrough here. But personally, for me, Oblivion will always, always hold that special place in my heart as being that defining RPG for me. So, the main story I think is the best. I think the climactic end to this story versus Skyrim, which if you haven't played Skyrim, dude, it's been out for 14 years, so fucking spoiler alert here. Killing Alduin and all that stuff, I don't know. It didn't really have the same impact to me as the ending of this game, which, yes, this game has been out for almost 20 years, but I kind of do draw the line with the spoiler with the remaster here because I'm going to play through it, so I want you guys to kind of experience the ending if you don't know it. I don't want to spoil and ruin it for you. But I have people in my chat who literally were not alive back when this game first came out. So they have never seen this game before. So I'm not spoiling a goddamn thing for them. Oh, thank you so much, OG. I'm glad you watched the video. Let's see, I watched your video on the classes on YouTube and saw you live streaming, so I followed it. Thanks, man.
I don't see any.
Great. If you wait a minute, I'll be choosing some skills too. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to go through them all actually in a minute, I think.
Guard him with your life.
Watch it
For the Emperor!
You got to save him. Now, what's cool about this is if you could stay alive, the enemies will never stop spawning.
For
So you could kill like 1,000 of these guys in this room, and the bodies just pile up. Like, look, they just keep coming. Until I talk to the Emperor. It's amazing. Sometimes when I was bored on the 360, back when because I kind of grew up with dial-up internet. I'm going to pause it again real quick just to give you this little story about me, because I'm getting a lot of new viewers, so I want to give them a little background on who I am and see if you like me as a person. But back in the 360 days, I had dial-up internet, so online gaming was like RuneScape, and maybe I could play WoW for like 2 hours a day. So I would go on the easiest difficulty on here, deck myself out in heavy armor as like an orc with like a warhammer, and I would just see how long I could last against the waves of enemies with the tutorial gear and equipment. I think my biggest run lasted me about 85 minutes. And I think I killed like 340 of them or something like that. I was just one hit bashing them. I'm playing on Adept right now. Expert I might play on a little bit later once I level up a bit. But it's really hard early game when you don't have a lot of skills.
If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
Alright, I'm just gonna go so that way we can cover some skills together.
Go no further. You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings.
I'll do whatever you say,
Take
Sir
the
Patrick
amulet,
Stewart.
Give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son.
Whatever
Find
you
him
say.
And close
My heart is yours.
doors of oblivion.
No!
Stranger,
God, that's so much better in this.
bad day to take up with the call.
That animation is amazing.
Not smart. No.
Ooh, a Night Eye Potion. That's rare. Joshua, thank you so much for the sub.
We failed. I failed.
Just so you know, a Night Eye Potion, if you get that, I think it's like an 11% chance. I think more often than not, you get a potion of sorcery.
The
So.
amulet. Where's the Amulet of Kings? It
God
wasn't on
run?
the Emperor's body.
I was 19 years old when this came out. It definitely had more of an impact on me than Skyrim. I agree, man. I mean, when I played Skyrim, it didn't hit me as much. And don't get me wrong, Skyrim, fucking 10 out of 10 game. But Oblivion for me in 2006, 15 out of 10. There was nothing else I needed. I literally bought 2 360s just for this game.
Strange. He saw something in you.
Got a couple years on me,
They
Asterisk,
say
but
it's
we're
the
close.
dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septum.
Yeah, dude,
They see more than
2006.
less
My
of that.
sister's
The Amulet of Kings is
finishing
a
up
sacred
freshman
symbol
year
of
in
the
college right now.
Most people think of the red
And
dragon
I
crown, but
literally
that's
played
just
this
jewelry.
game while she was in her playpen.
The amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He must have given it to you for a reason. Did he say why?
Yeah, like the combat in Skyrim was a lot better than Oblivion. Like, don't get me wrong. There was certainly tons of improvements with it, and I'm not going to sit here and fucking pretend there wasn't. But the thing about it is, and what's really crazy about it for me, is like, I kind of missed the ragdolls a little bit. I think the kill cams were a little bit excessive. I didn't like how you had to put the spell in one hand and it kind of occupied a hand. But the combat was more fluid, but the quests I didn't feel as connected to. You're going to see very soon how the dungeons feel more alive, I felt, in this game. And it wasn't just, oh, look for the 3 symbols of the bear, the owl, and the snake, and organize them in order so they match the symbols and then go through and collect the shout. Like, I don't know. To me, that was just like, it was repetitive, it was boring. And I feel like this is a lot more handcrafted.
Joffrey? He said that?
Sorry, guys. I rambled a little bit. Just a heads up. Hopefully
Nothing
that's
I ever
okay.
heard about. But Joffrey would be the one to know. He's the Grand Master of my order. Although you may not think so to meet him, he lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral. First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. That's where we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was
Not
supposed
really.
to be secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, you'll need
Kind
this
of
key
stopped
for the
being
back door to
secret
the
when they had
sewers.
like 300 people charge in to kill the Emperor.
There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced rogue. Am I right?
You are wrong, Boris. You are wrong. All right, everybody. I apologize in advance for this, but I'm going to be taking a little bit of time, and I'm going to go over all of the pre-made classes. Now, the reason for this, and I'm being a little selfish here, is many of you on YouTube have come from these videos that I've made the past couple days. They're a little technically outdated with the visuals, the graphics, and stuff like that. So I really just want to play this freaking game. So instead of spending all the time of editing videos and stuff like that, I'm just going to make videos where I'm talking on stream and I'm going through all the classes. So we're going to do that. I am going to build a custom class as my actual choice. So we're going to get a whole view for probably the next 20 minutes here. Hopefully that's okay for everybody. If it's something you're not interested in and you want gameplay, just kind of tune back in. Hopefully I don't lose you. But I think this is really important stuff to cover for people, as so many people are brand new to Oblivion, or they haven't played in literally 20 years. So starting with the combat specialties, we've got the warrior here. So if you really want to make a combat build, the warrior is kind of a great one to go with. You got strength and endurance. One of my least favorite skills, though, is hand-to-hand. So you don't do a lot of damage with it. You're almost always going to have a weapon unless your weapon breaks. So you have armor, which is nice. So because you have armor, you're pretty much never going to need hand-to-hand. So I don't know. I don't really love that. Going to the barbarian here. Obviously, my video is going to be a lot more detailed, but strength and speed, that's nice to have. But the barbarian, I feel like compared to like the crusader or the warrior, doesn't really do as much. Like once again, you've got hand-to-hand there. You've got the block and blade, which is great, but you also have blunt. And honestly, you're not going to be switching between like blunt and bladed weapons that much. You're really going to find one and you're just going to kind of use that. That's just kind of how it goes. Light armor is good. I definitely like, if I go combat, to either go with heavy armor if you have a lot of endurance, but because this doesn't have endurance, the light armor kind of helps take that away, because otherwise, just a heads up, if you pick heavy armor and you don't pick like endurance, or you don't have like an endurance build for carry weight, your armor is going to take like 80% of your carry weight. It's going to get really frustrating. You're going to have to like pretty much go back to town every time you leave a dungeon, or multiple times in a dungeon, if you really want to kind of maximize your loot. Going down, Crusader, this is like a paladin pretty much. So it's just kind of like a warrior, but you have restoration in there and destruction, instead of some more kind of combat skills like blunt. Well, you have blunt, but you have marksman really in the other ones. Going over to the knight here, I like the knight for combat. I think you get some good skills. You do get blade and blunt and hand-to-hand. Once again, not my favorite. But speechcraft can be really handy for like persuasion and getting information out. And illusion magic is really fun. I'm always a fan of combat if you have like one magic school, whether it's destruction, illusion, alteration. I think it's a lot of fun that way. I would avoid conjuration if you go combat skills. Conjuration, you tend to need a lot of mana to be able to cast those spells, and you're probably not going to have it with your warrior builds. Don't do that. Marksman as an archer, definitely a solid choice. If you're like, I don't know what to build, I just want to shoot people and sneak around, it's really not a bad build. You've got sneak, marksman, light armor. Once again, hand-to-hand sucks. So for every one of these that has hand-to-hand, I would almost recommend subbing it out with the School of Magic, or security, or something like that. Something, in my opinion, a little more interesting. So you can always make your own class and just copy this over, swapping that one skill out for something that might interest you a little bit more. But hand-to-hand, I don't love. Going to the scout here, you get speed and endurance. So once again, I love speed. I love endurance as attribute stats here. So more carry weight, you move faster, definite pros. Now, one thing I don't like about the scout, though, and you're going to see it right here, is you don't have marksman. Now, like, honestly, guys, like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of scout have you ever seen in a movie or in, like, some sort of military mindset? Like, when you think of a scout, the dude's got a bow on his back, right? Am I alone in that? So, like, to not have that is just, like, wild to me. And the fact that you don't have sneak either. So, like, you're scouting. You're supposed to be alone. You're supposed to be sneaking up almost like a pseudo medieval sniper almost, and you don't have like the skills that like would make sense for that. So I don't know. I don't think the scout's really the best play style. I'm always going to recommend going with a custom class, but just kind of going over the pre-built ones is kind of lower on my list. There's just other classes that can kind of do all this stuff better than the scout can, and you get a little bit more out of those skills. Now the rogue here, honestly, dude, the rogue, it sucks in my opinion because you don't get marksman once again, and you don't have sneak. So like when I think of like a D&D style rogue, I don't think of like a combat rogue. I don't think of like a World of Warcraft dual wielding rogue, which you can't even dual wield in Oblivion. So for me, I don't love it. I think the stats are pretty good overall. I think the favorite attributes kind of suck. I don't love the personality. I wish personality was substituted with either strength or endurance or something like that. But like alchemy is a really fun skill. You can make a ton of money out of it, and it gives usefulness to like really searching and gathering around. Athletics. Now, I'll be honest, athletics, acrobatics, security, a lot of people will put those in their major skills because, oh, I'm always lockpicking, I'm always running, I'm always jumping. But I like to build my characters and to level up off of the more actual like combat skills or the more interactive skills than the passive skills. Because I like to kind of control my level ups. I don't know how scaling works in the remaster, but in the original, it could get really challenging if you kind of, just power leveled by just like mass doing alchemy, jumping around, running around, and swimming. Yeah, it's cool that you're level 20, but all your combat skills are garbage, and you're going to be fighting stuff in like glass armor. So, because of all of that, I really don't recommend doing that. However, some people will do that because they like to level up quick, and that's not a bad way to do it necessarily either. It's just not my way of doing it. Moving on over to magic here. This is where I think it kind of gets fun here with these stats. If you're looking for a caster's class and you've never done caster before and you don't know what to do, doing like a Breton or a high elf mage is like a great choice. Intelligence and willpower will give you more magic and will increase your regeneration, and you've got every school of magic. Now, I mentioned earlier that magic is insanely overpowered in Oblivion. So having access to all of the schools is just really, really good. Now, keep in mind that spells are expensive. You definitely want to go to the Imperial Market at the early game. Go to Edgar's Discount Spells in the marketplace. That's going to have your cheapest and your most budget spells at the early game, and that's where you're going to get your foundation. Now, fortunately, if you pick a mage, they're going to give you a crap load of spells to use, but you're going to want to get some new ones, so you're going to need to spend a lot of money on that. So you'll definitely want to loot. You'll definitely want to get some alteration magic for feather so you can carry more shit to sell more shit. But not a bad call at all. Pair this with like the mage, the apprentice, or the atronach for the signs, or even the steed, or something like that isn't a bad sign either to use. Sorcerer, this is like an A tier for me. The reason for that is because you get heavy armor in here, which is really, really cool, I think. And you also get endurance as one of those favorite attributes. So endurance will help your carry weight. That helps kind of balance with the heavy armor, which every time you get hit, you'll be helping out that endurance attribute when you're leveling up your heavy armor. And you literally have the best schools of magic here. Battle Mage, everyone likes Battle Mage. I don't like Battle Mage. I think strength and intelligence, I think you're better off with endurance over strength. And I think having blade and blunt is a little bit excessive for a mage. What does something being a major scale mean? So a major skill, those are the ones that attribute to your level ups. So at least in the old version, every 10 times you would level up a major skill, that would equate to one of your level ups. Now, say for example, throughout those 10 major skill levels that you get, you do a bunch of acrobatics, you do a bunch of this, you do a bunch of that. Those associated attributes will have like +1, +2, +3, +4, or +5 to them. And when you level up, you choose 3 attributes to give bonuses to. So what you want to do is you want to balance it. So say, for example, you don't want to get 10 alchemy levels. because when you pick 3 attributes, you're only going to have one attribute with a +5. So you really kind of want to balance it out, whether you can try to maximize it to get like a +4, a +3, a +3, because that'll be like +10, which you can kind of use to the best. But it does cap out at +5. So you kind of want to manage it a little bit. You don't want to just power level one skill. You want to level them up evenly together, including your minor skills, so you can maximize those attribute bonuses. Because the sooner you get to like 100 endurance and 100 speed and 100 strength, like the game just opens up for you and you can start really tanking stuff. Start playing with mods where you're adding in like huge battles of 150 people and just going nuts in it. So that's why I don't recommend picking those like really common skills such as security. Honestly, even sneak, I don't usually pick. Just because you'll kind of level that up over time, and that'll be a good agility stat for you to kind of boost that way. But hopefully that answers your question. We're going to get into it a little bit more when we get into the custom classes. But really, your major skills are going to be the ones that you're going to mostly use. So think about the build, think about the style you want to do, and your major skills are going to revolve around those. And like I said, I would just recommend avoiding acrobatics, athletics, and stuff like that because the initial stat boost is nice, but you'll literally just get that over time. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't use my horse all that much in Oblivion. I didn't even use it much in Skyrim either. Especially with auto run, I could, if I really wanted to, and I wanted to really level up my athletics, I could just run in a corner for 6 hours and go to work or something. So there's ways to cheese it. I would cheese it in a way that doesn't affect your leveling if you are going to cheese it, and that would be by not making it a major skill. Going to the healer here, I hate the healer personally, and there's one big reason for it. This doesn't feel like a healer to me. Personality and willpower. I think personality, because of speechcraft, is a really stupid major skill to have if you're going with the caster build here. I think with casters, you're going to get so many kills and you're going to get so much stuff that you'll eventually get so much money that you just bribe everyone to boost up your relationship with them anyway. So my biggest flaw with healer, though, is like there's no conjuration skill. Like, what the fuck? So you're telling me I got a healing skill to heal myself, but I don't have blade, I don't have blunt, I have destruction, which is nice, but everything is using my mana, and I don't have any armor skill either. So when I'm getting hit, I'm not gaining anything for endurance out of like any of these skills. So that's like really stupid to me. I think this class would have been so much better had they just swapped out like either mercantile or speechcraft with conjuration. Because that way you can summon a creature and then heal a creature. And I think that's like a lot more to kind of fit into a healer point of view. Spell Sword, this is my favorite pre-built class. Sometimes I'll swap out heavy armor with light armor in a personal class. That's probably what I'll do this run. But I love having Blade and Block because Blade is my favorite one to use. You get Destruction, you get plenty of different schools of magic. The only thing I wish here is that you had Alchemy, because Alchemy is really fun and it's a really useful skill to have. So I'd probably swap out, honestly, Alteration with Alchemy, because Alteration I only use for Feather more often than not. And you have Endurance as an attribute, so you'll already get a carry weight bonus. Witch Hunter here, real fun class, I think personally. I think it's also up there. You get Willpower for magic regen, Endurance for carry weight. You get a bunch of skills similar to the ones in Spell Sword. But, you know, it's just some different attributes here. Nightblade, this is more of a stealth caster. So you get the speed and the willpower. You've got, you know, destruction. You do get armor and blade, which is nice. But the thing is, like, you don't really get sneak, which is okay. But you don't have, you know, marksman either. And I think marksman would have been cool. But that's where really the other class, the Witch Hunter, comes into play. Think of a Nightblade as like a Witch Hunter for melee. And a Witch Hunter is like a Nightblade for ranged. Going to the last of them, I'm going to go through this very quickly right now because I don't want to lose all my viewers here. But we're going to talk about the Thief. The Thief, is kind of a boring class. There's better classes on this list that do it better. So while you think thief, oh, it's traditional, it's great. You don't have illusion magic and you don't have, you know, a blade skill. So you don't have a main combat skill. You do have an armor skill, so when you take hits, you'll be leveling something up. But I think illusion magic and blade would have been really good to have here instead of mercantile and speechcraft, personally. Agent is a cool one, in my opinion. I don't love that you have security, sneak, and speechcraft on here. But I think it's an interesting role-playing class to use. Personality and agility, you don't have a lot of attributes, like a lot of classes with those attributes. So it makes it for an interesting play style. Acrobat, I would avoid Acrobat. This is like a fast leveling build. You do get endurance for the carry weight. See ya, Gobbly. Thanks for hanging out. You do have a increased carry weight with it, but all like most of your skills are those fast leveling skills. So you're gonna get levels really fast, but the thing is you're gonna not have a lot of those useful combat skills and useful utility skills. So it does lack there quite a bit. Assassin, this is probably one of my favorite stealth builds next to the Bard. You get speed and intelligence, so it kind of lets you use a little bit of alchemy, which is one of my favorite schools of magic to kind of play around with in Oblivion. I wish it didn't have acrobatics, security, and sneak. Once again, if I go a stealth build, I'll typically make my own class, but if you go in these stealth classes, you're always pretty much going to find security, sneak, marksman, acrobatics, and stuff, because they really do just fit the stealth skills. But for me, because of the way I like to level, I usually shy away from those. Monk, I don't love Monk. They don't have a main combat skill outside of hand-to-hand, and hand-to-hand is honestly crappy. So I would probably avoid the Monk. I'm not going to spend much time talking about them. Hopefully you understand. Like, marksman is good, but like they get close. You don't have destruction. You just got to punch them, and you're going to spend forever punching the hell out of them. And you don't even have restoration to heal. Pilgrim, also, my personal belief is that it's not a great class. That's mainly because it has blunt. I don't really like blunt personally. I don't love personality as a favorite attribute just in general. But it's a good role-playing class if you really want to kind of like play through it and like really kind of feel the class out. Or you're the type of person who makes a bunch of different classes. This is my favorite one in stealth. You're not going to be playing instruments and doing all that fun stuff, but personality and intelligence is an interesting combination. As long as your skills, you get blade and block and light armor. So that pretty much gives you your melee combat build right there. Mercantile and speechcraft just makes sense for a bard build because, you know, you're that vocal, charismatic person. And then you do get illusion magic and you get alchemy, which is one of my favorite skills. So I think out of this list, Bard would be my favorite. But we're going to go with my custom class here, and that's going to be the Spellslinger. So I always go with the magic specialization. If you have any questions, let me know. But just for the essence of time, I'm going to move through this a little bit. Personally, I like regenerating magic, so I'll go with willpower. And I like going with endurance, personally. Should I go with endurance for maximum health, or should I go with more carry weight? I think I'm actually going to go with more carry weight. I'm going to switch it up. I know endurance is an important stat, don't get me wrong. But part of the fun in Oblivion and part of the fun in the Elder Scrolls in general is switching it up every time. You know, trying something new, seeing how it plays out. I can't imagine the switch from endurance to strength will be too big. Yeah, regenerate health out of combat would be nice, but I can always rest if I need to. And I'll have alchemy, so I can just make potions pretty soon. But I'll go with this because I'm going to want to carry more stuff. I'm a loot goblin. Literally, I'm a goblin. So I'm going to be looting as much as possible. Now, skills. I love blade. We're going with blade. We're going with block. That's pretty much going to be my combat skills, at least for now. I'm going to go with alchemy, conjuration, destruction, and restoration. So I'm mostly going to be focused on some schools of magic here. I may come back to some of these because I do kind of like illusion for the silence, the paralyze, and the crowd control. And I like alteration for opening locks and stuff like that. But There's a spoiler alert. There's an item that you can get in this game that, plus the amount of lockpicks you get, security you'll level up on your own. I don't really even need to use a spell for that. I have to really go out of my way to train this one up, so I usually won't pick it as a major skill. And then for stealth, we've got one more here, and I'll typically take light armor because I like to kind of cover my bases with the combat skills. So now I've got blade for when I attack. When I block with the shield, I'll be leveling up my block. And when I'm taking damage, I'll be leveling up my light armor. Plus, in light armor, the glass armor is probably the favorite look I had in Oblivion, so I've got to get another suit of that as soon as possible. So this is going to be my Spellslinger class. So this is just a build that I just threw together, as you saw, in about 2 minutes. And we're going to see how it goes. I think it's going to be a good fit. I like the fact that I've got Conjuration and Restoration. This is a really unique thing that I used to do in Oblivion. It was kind of like a little minion build, and it gets really fun later on in the game. So I'm excited for it. Willpower is going to be important because as I'm casting those summons, it's going to be using a ton of mana, and I'll need that willpower to regenerate it. Oh, I have caps on. You're creating the Spellslinger class. I like it. I like it.
Really? I would never have guessed. Still, I don't think you'll have any trouble with rats and goblins.
If you ever have any fun build ideas, definitely join the Discord and post them. I'll definitely play them sometimes.
Take no chances, but proceed.
I'll typically do private Discord streams on Wednesdays. I may do just a regular stream this week because of the Oblivion remaster.
Good.
But in the future, I'll do private Discord streams on there. So definitely join so you can check those out.
And make sure no one follows you.
You have a good time.
May Talos guide you. By the way, thanks for recovering Captain Renault's sword. I'll see that it is given.
No, I wasn't recovering that. I was taking that. God damn it. It took my sword. That's right. I can use eye now. That's so new to me. I'm not wearing pants. I feel like that's fitting for a goblin. Actually, you know what's really fitting for the goblin? This. That actually looks really cool. I'm not going to lie. I love that look. I keep the head of my dad. Well, no, this is the head of my mom. All right, let me make sure that everything that I've got is equipped here. Oh, you already went that way. I don't know when the next giveaway is yet. I was thinking at maybe 500 subs on YouTube. We'll see. I think the next giveaway is going to be a YouTube-focused one. Give some love to YouTube. I give a lot of love to Twitch. Oh, that lightning looks amazing. All right, chat. Ready? To my right, there is a rat. To my left, there are 2 goblins. Where's the other one? There you are. Come on, was that good or was that good? I knew everything was there. There's one more rat coming up. Did I play too much of this game when I was younger? Yes. Am I ashamed of it? No. All right, chat. I hate to do this. I have to go to the bathroom real quick. So I just need about 2 minutes here to just take a quick break, and then I'll come right back in 2 minutes, and we're gonna go for the money shot. This is a step out moment for Bethesda. This is what a lot of their games really is like the most like immersive, holy shit moment. So I may need to make sure my bowels are cleared before this moment, okay? So just give me 1 second and I'll be right back, okay, everyone? Thanks so much. 2 minutes. We are back. Sorry about that, everybody. I had to take my dog out too. My kind of rule of thumb is when I have to piss, my dog has to piss. No, OG, I'm right back. We're playing. We're playing right now. All right, here's our money shot moment, everybody. Yeah, I just had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. I've been sitting at this desk for like 4 hours between making YouTube videos and streaming. We are good. We are ready to exit these sewers. Are you guys ready? This is the moment everyone's been waiting for. It's beautiful! Oh my god, it looks so good. Ah. Just gonna take it in. Gonna take it all in. Yeah, I know where Wayne Priory is, but let me read this for everyone. The red arrow on your compass shows the direction of Wayne Priory. You can walk there by following compass or open the world map to travel there directly. Or you can set off in any direction and begin exploring the world on your own. Good luck. Dude, that's the Wizard's Tower up there. This is incredible for me. And the reason for that is I vividly remember this game. You could not see the Wizard's Tower from here. That's just a drastic improvement over the draw distance. The fact that you can see everything now. It's amazing. Look how good the water looks. There's so much more texture. Like, come on, look at that gate. That gate's amazing. Sorry, chat. I'm just taking all of this in. There's nothing quite like your first kind of voyage outside in an Elder Scrolls game. That's awesome, real. Yeah, dude, definitely play it up, man. Oh my gosh, the water. Look how good the water looks. Oh, there's a real swimming animation. Oh my gosh, there's the inertia in the water is actually like really nice. That feels really good. Wow. I've got to say, I'm actually really surprised how good that swimming felt. Let's see what I've got for spells here. I got Summon Skelly. I got some touch spells. Really just Flare as my main one, though. We're going to hotbar Summon Skeleton, though. We're going to use our Skelly. Oh, I missed. I missed again. This guy's not paying attention. Oh my gosh, I missed. They used to have individual names, though. I will say that's kind of a bummer that they've gone with the more generic NPC approach for these guys. Because they did used to have like actual names and stuff like that. It felt more real when you murdered them, you know? Yeah, I got my hand-to-hand skill. Just so you know, always read that book. Hand-to-hand skill isn't great, but it's a good skill to kind of give you that attribute bonus on the level up. Could be some arrows over here. There are some arrows over here. How much space do I have? Do I have enough to go dungeon delving? Here, I'll do a little trick. Go to this chest here, grab this stuff. How do I... Here we go. What I'll do is I'll put some of this stuff in there that I'm not going to need. Then I'll come back for it. Big brain and... let's see, actually. I'm going to equip that as number 1. My bow is going to be number 5. And at least for now, I'll put the shaman staff for number 2. I'll sub that out as I go. Alright, into Vilverin. Let's do it! Thank you again, everyone, for watching me. I hope you're enjoying the content. I looked earlier. I'm at 420 subscribers. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing day for my YouTube channel. So thank you all if you're coming here from that channel. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope to see you around. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Bring it. I'm going to go combat with this guy, I think. Ooh. I have the high ground, Anakin. Now I really have the high ground. Oh, I thought he hit him. Yes and no. You do get benefits to joining the different guilds. And you know, like their main headquarters and stuff like that. I will say, like, doing the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood are highly recommended for quest lines in Oblivion. The items you get at the end of them are literally game-changing. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, there is an enemy at the end of the stairs here. Oh my gosh, am I wrong?
Who's there?
I'm not wrong. I just didn't see you. You were sitting down. Oh my god, I gotta get better. Definitely the fire was bigger radius back in 2006. Down the stairs you go. Oh. How do you move people again? Oh, okay, well that's how you change people. I'll have to look it up. I don't know how to mess around with people. Kind of a bummer. I'm not going to grab the iron shield because I'm only going to get like $10 for it. And it's going to take like, well, 12 pounds. Yeah, 12 pounds kind of a lot. Yeah, I know, man. Me too. Me too, real. All right, there is 3 enemies in this next room. There's 3 enemies to the left of this room, and there's no enemies in the room up the stairs to the right. Let's see how right I am.
Where are you?
Hello? Who's there?
Should be another one somewhere. Oh, is the AI smarter? Did they go up here, maybe? No? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong, chat. 19 years has been too long. Take all that. But see, like, the thing is, like, that's why I never pick security, because, like, this shit's pretty easy. Once you get the hang of it again. Those sell pretty well, so I'm going to take those. I'm going to take the food for alchemy purposes. Trying to take the money. Oh, shit. At least it was the feather. Corn! Corn! Alright, gotta go loot some bodies. Now, what's a real bummer is there's a whole set of iron armor over here, and I can't take it because there's no freaking way I'm gonna have the space. Once again, I could have hit R, but I'm stupid.
Hello. Who's
R
there?
down here. Hello. Ooh. You have fire resistance, don't you, Dunmer? Let me see here. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get close.
Hello.
Oh, no, I missed. That one didn't. Oh, Joseph, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad it helped. If you have any questions for me directly, I'm happy to help you.
Who's there? If it's a fight you want,
Come on, come on. Let me make you chili. Oh, there's 2 down there. What? They did not expect that. All right, let me go loot some other bodies real quick and stuff. I have to go back. I'll come back over here because I have to anyway, so don't worry. Don't freak out. Don't be like, you're not looting. What's your opinion on which origin to pick for the Dark Elf? It's really your call. I mean, it only changes the attributes pretty slightly, and you can always take a sign to kind of overcome that. I personally, when I kind of made a sample one earlier just for fun, I went with Vardenfell. But I think that was just more of a nostalgia thing for me. And the reason for that is Morrowind was the first Elder Scrolls game I played, which, if you've played it before, it does take place in Vardenfell. So I've always kind of had a certain appeal to that kind of region in that zone. But it's really, it depends on if you want more. I think it's endurance or kind of willpower. I think that's the trade-off. If you could remind me, definitely let me know. But it depends on your build. If you're doing more combat, go with either endurance or strength. If you're going with more mana, go with intelligence or willpower. I don't remember what the split is on it. The origins are new to Oblivion, so I'll admit I don't have as much recollection on those as I do on some other stuff. It's the one thing I have to update in my videos. But if you tell me what they are, I'll tell you which one's better for whatever you want to do for your playstyle. Just let me know. This is where the dungeon gets fun. There's going to be at least one enemy over here, so let me go take him out first. I love how much I'm hearing from people that it's their first time playing Oblivion. Oh, dude, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, so good. I don't know why I slept on KCD 1 for like 5 years. But I played the hell out of that. Fortunately, only a couple months I had to wait for KCD 2. That's another amazing game if you haven't played it. Let's see, do I want to open this yet? Yeah, let's open it. Why not? That's one way I could go, but I'm going to go this way. Because there's a zombie over here I want to kill. Should be, right? Oh, no, that's right. Mixed up. Planning on making a Breton Sorcerer or a Spell Sword for your first playthrough? Good choice. Definitely good choice for both of those classes to go with Breton, because you get the 50% magic resistance with Breton, which a lot of people sleep on because the Bretons just look like people, so they're not one of the more like visually appealing classes in that regard. Like the Khajiit, the Argonians, the Elves, they have like a little bit more flair to them. But the Breton definitely makes up for it in their stat bonuses, for sure. There's a zombie in this one. This was the trapdoor. I always get those mixed up. Now, I could go down and around that way, but it's more fun going this way because there's a zombie here. Oh my gosh, I forgot. This zombie's actually hard. Not so hard with my build, but that's because I'm cheesing their weakness to cold. Skelly down here. Skelly to the right. Oh, zombie. I was expecting him to get closer. More flesh is awesome to grab for alchemy. You can mix it with rat meat for damage fatigue potions. They're really good early alchemy skill to use. This will open up the lake area where there should be 2 skellies in here. Skelly number 1. Now, with skeletons, fire is your friend. As you can see, it does a lot more than cold. If you're wondering. Taking the bone meal. Watch the video, is pretty helpful. I am set on the spell sword type build. Love the idea of having magic, but also having a sword to back me up. Exactly, Michael. Exactly, dude. I'm the same way. I love magic because it gives you so many options literally all the time to have fun with. But sword and board is always so safe. And I love the fact that you get an armor skill with it. Because when you take damage like that, you're actually leveling up your armor skill. And when you dodge damage like that, you level up your block skill. Come on. We're in a Mexican standoff. Fuck you. Just so you know, the old AI would have shot me and would have just kept firing. So that's some pretty smart AI changes. It registered I was blocking and it adjusted accordingly. I like that. Ooh, there's 2 skellies here? Dude, that's awesome. I love that. See if I can trigger both of them. Bye. He took too long. Oh! I didn't want to get punji sticked, but I want the loot. Should I play the pre-made spell sword class or go out of my way to make my own custom? I mean, honestly, my recommendation is almost always going to be, if there's like one skill or two skills that you're not in love with the class, make a custom class, copy over everything you like about that class, and then pick two skills that you'll have fun with. Part of Oblivion is trying new things out and really just kind of having fun with it and seeing what works and what doesn't. And one of the greatest things about all the time, the love and the attention that Bethesda did put into the core gameplay of this game is there's almost no real bad options. There's options that I think are less better than other ones, but you could theoretically pick whatever you want and manage through the game. It's not super meta reliant. Some people may tell you that it is completely meta reliant. You have to build this build, but they're literally just saying that because that's the build they like. Let's be real. I could run around with sneak, marksman, and heavy armor and still do fine, you know? Yeah, this class I made, I gave myself a ton of School of Magic. So let me just go over what my character is in case you haven't checked it out yet. So we'll go over here to our major skills. So these are our major skills here. We've got Blade and Block and Light Armor. That's my combat focus. I love Alchemy because I love picking ingredients. The potions and poisons you can sell for a lot of money later on in the game. And even early on you can too. And you can make mana potions, health potions, and stuff like that, which is super effective. Conjuration, I love pairing that with Restoration, because you can summon skeletons and other cool stuff, and then you can heal them. So you can kind of do like a minion build that way. Destruction's like your best magic offensive school, so I always recommend it because I love the fireballs, the shock spells, the ice spells, all that fun stuff. And that's kind of what I went with this build. But you can really kind of do a lot with any build. But I like this. A lot of times, sometimes I'll substitute one of the schools out, like Conjuration and Restoration. Maybe I'll substitute out for Marksman and something else. It's just a lot of fun, though. Whatever you really want to do, it'll work for you, in a nutshell. But what's great is, like, say you're like, oh, you know, I like magic, but I don't really want to just do destruction magic and do all the offense. Well, go Conjuration and get, like, other schools like Alteration, Mysticism, and Illusion, and do more of the crowd control while your minions do the fighting for you. You can paralyze people, put them to sleep, all that kind of stuff. How crucial is alchemy in this game? It's not crucial. I love it. I think that there's so many benefits to it. I think it's a skill that you definitely... Ooh, the skeleton. It's a skill that you don't want to sleep on. But at the same token, you don't need to sit there and spend hours picking herbs and ingredients. If you hate that shit, just get money through, you know, killing stuff and looting and selling items and weapons and just buy your potions. Really not a big deal either way. I think alchemy is pretty fun for me because I like always being on the lookout for special ingredients once I start making those potions that I really like. And I think it's a really cool thing to do, but everyone plays differently. Everyone likes different stuff in different games, and the Elder Scrolls, you know, just in general, is one of those games. I kind of like to think of it like GTA. You can kind of play it however the hell you want. So here, we've got a conundrum. Now, one of these switches is going to open up a chest to the key to open that gate. That gate is a hard lock, so I can't open it. Now, a lot of people are going to try one, see what happens. That's not the pro strat. If you want to know what the pro strat is, The right button is this one in the top right, but we're gonna hit every button, and we're gonna go wild. Come on, baby. Bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Hard to yell with the barrel in your mouth. You don't know that song? This is the veterans' way to do this challenge. I don't know if the scroll dupe still works, to be honest with you. I'm not a big item duper. Oh, I need to heal, because I'm about to die. Where are my potions? Here we go. I got a little wedged in there, chat. There we go. Just bear with me. I played KCD2, so I'm hitting a lot of the buttons that KCD2 uses for hotkeys for like taking stuff and unequipping stuff, and I gotta remember. Always check these little alcoves because you get some potions and you get some other items in here. Sorry, I can't talk. Thank you, Ox the Fox. I like that. Cool ass name. I love the usernames people come up with. There's our key that I knew was there. And we'll open with the key. Dude, I hope the paintbrush still works too. That's a funny glitch and exploit to use. I don't think it really breaks the game too much, but I think it is pretty funny to get around stuff that you otherwise couldn't do. Or one of my personal favorites is running around and climbing as many towers as humanly possible with paintbrushes and seeing how high I could get. Also, by the way, W in the chats, we leveled up. I just noticed in the top right corner of my screen, the icon. That must mean we hit a level up. So pretty soon, as soon as I can find a bed in about 2 minutes, we're gonna see what the level up system looks like. I'm really excited. What do you think of the illusion magic? I like it. I think illusion's fun. It's more of a crowd control skill, for sure. But I really do like it. I think really all the schools of magic, especially because you can make your own spells, they're all pretty overpowered. So if you see a school of magic and you're like, hey, that sounds pretty interesting, actually, pick it. Seriously, pick it. Try it out. If you don't like it, like what I'll typically do is before you leave the sewers, make an extra save file. Just make a separate one so you're always there, because before you leave the sewers, you can change your race, you can change your birth sign, you can change your class. So if you try something out and like this, say you go in this dungeon, you try it out and you're like, damn, I hate illusion magic. This is stupid. This is fucking dumb. Reload, make a new build. You'll find something that you'll really enjoy. And part of Oblivion is experimenting and finding that skill set that really kind of appeals to you individually. So definitely take my advice if you want it. I'm happy to give it and answer any questions anybody has. Varla Stone, always get the Varla Stones. But, you know, don't be afraid to make your own build too. Yeah, magic is super broken. I think it is still pretty broken, just a heads up, Tails. From my brief experience in it so far, it's been pretty fucking broken. All right, we've got ourselves a necromancer in the next room, so let's get it in a minute. Dude, I got the deluxe edition. Are you kidding me, dude? I am horse armoring as soon as possible. Thank you so much, Joker. Appreciate the sub. Now, let me tell you a little story. Now, this dates myself. Some of you in chat may be able to relate, but I think a lot of you might not be able to relate to this. And that's the horse armor. I remember back in the day playing with my friends, playing like Halo 2, getting the Scarab gun glitch and stuff like that. And we heard the news. Oblivion is releasing downloadable content for $4.99 that was horse armor. Now, the horse armor was not armor. It was cosmetics only. Everybody fucking laughed. We said that is the stupidest thing in the world. Who's going to buy that? No one's going to pay for that. $5 to download a horse armor for a horse I'll never use? Fast forward 10 years later, everyone's like, holy shit, horse armor cosmetic DLC's only $4.99? Oh, I gotta get that. That's cheap as fuck. Is that not unbelievable? What kind of social engineering were we put through in our mid-teens to early 20s that we became okay with all of this shit? Seriously. Can somebody answer that for me, please? Spellblade's great for a beginner. I definitely can recommend that one. Dude, the Morrowind remaster, I think I'm gonna have to quit my job when that comes out. Like, no joke. Oh shit, fuck that up. I will say though, the Fallout 3 remaster is going to be lit. If they do the same thing for this that in Fallout 3, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Like, if they release modding in this game, I may look into it. I do have a background in game development and stuff. I'm going to probably look into it specifically so I can just make a mod that gives me a Pip-Boy in Elder Scrolls. I don't care. I want to run around and listen to the 50s, you know, music. I am not metagaming, actually. I am playing for fun. To do stuff like that. But I could metagame, I could choose all the OP stats and skills. I could, you know, power level my character so then all the enemies will have, you know, glass armor and all that cool stuff. But this is an experience for me. You know, in 2006, this is what I remembered it looking like in 2006. So to be able to experience this game, to be able to really enjoy it with all of you, you know, watching me on stream, many of you have never seen this game before, we are just going to enjoy this and go for the ride. There's going to be a lot of Oblivion content, and, you know, in the future, we'll start playing with some meta builds and seeing how we can really break the game. But this one is just a nice, smooth experience for me. I never expected to see this happen. Die, Jalbert! Oh my god, I suck. Holy shit. I'm gonna take the Necromancer's robe, actually. And his pants. Let's see, give it a few days, there'll be a tool for modding. I expect there to be for sure. Modding is such a staple to Bethesda that there's no way that they're going to do this and not think about modding. And if there wasn't going to be any modding capability, they would have told us. I don't think they would have hid that for people to find out later. Let's see, what does Levi say? It was my first PC game when I was 9 years old. Absolutely loved it. I'm stoked they decided to remaster it. I got a few years on you on that regard, but I'm right there with you, man. This was a game that revolutionized gaming for me. This is probably the game that made me love video games and play tens of thousands of hours of them over the next, you know, multiple decades of my life. My wife hates it, but she supports and accepts it. She knows what she signed up for. The goal is hopefully maybe I can, you know, stream and actually, you know, justify streaming. And then, you know, she'll have nothing to say. We'll see, though. One day at a time, you know? Let's see. I've got to drop some weight. Why do I still have this? All right. We'll just drop the dagger. It's not worth that much, and I could use the 3 pounds just to get out of here. Dude, I hope they mod dragons into Oblivion. Now, here's my question. With the release of Skyblivion, how soon is it that we're going to get Skyrim in Oblivion remastered? Now we need Oblivion, you know? Oblivion? I don't know what the name's going to be, but we've got to have that cross metaing. It's going to be Skyblivception, you know? They're porting Oblivion into Skyrim while Skyrim is being ported into Oblivion Remastered. Fucking take that for a brain blast. Oh yeah, I wouldn't drop Sky Oblivion either with how long they've worked on it. But I will say, based upon what I've played, it's going to be a tall order to fill. I think it's definitely going to appeal to a number of people, and I'll certainly check it out. But at the end of the day, I mean, from what I've seen so far, unless there's some glaring performance issues that eventually show up, or they really kind of did all the work at the beginning of the game and slacked off in the second half of it, I don't know what else I need. This is kind of everything I dreamed and hoped that this would have. So. Like just this lighting, this atmosphere right here. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. That's all I can say. I hope you're with me here, chat, and just kind of in awe of just how good this game looks. Oh, man. Oh, I have enemies nearby? Where are the mud crabs? There's always fucking mud crabs. They're interrupting my sleep. Let's see if I can sleep now. Yay! Since I'm going to go to town anyway, let me sleep for like... Let me sleep for 10 hours. I'm going to go to town and sell some stuff. And we're going to do... Oh, I've ascended to level 2. Here we go. This is our level up stuff. Okay, so this is different. This is very different. So you can choose 3 attributes to increase, and it looks like you get a total of 12 points to use. Let's see if there's a cap. Okay, there is a cap at 5. Let's see. What else do we want? We're going to want willpower. Let's even that up with intelligence. Well... Maybe we can reduce that one a little bit. What are we thinking here? I could show the details though. Let's see. Let's take a look. Ooh, luck actually costs 4 for every point. Wow. Wow, that changes it. That sign that gives you plus 10 luck, dude. That's game changing actually. So everyone I've been talking to, now that I'm seeing the level up system here, with this cost being 4 virtues for every point of luck, that's 40 virtues. That's like 3.5 level ups you get just for that 1 plus 10 luck, and you also get the plus 10 agility and speed. That's like an S tier sign now. So, definitely keep that shit in mind, guys. I'm not going to use any of my points on it because I'd rather use the points for some other stuff here. Probably just do that. Maybe that. Because I really want to increase my carry weight as soon as possible, and having maximum health is always helpful. So, definitely going to go strength. Endurance, you definitely want to because you want to regenerate that health, and it also helps your maximum health. And then willpower, obviously, because I'm going to be doing a lot of casting. The more I can get my magic back, the better. Does anyone have any questions on leveling up right now? I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds. And I'm going to answer any questions anyone posts before we move on. Because it might be a little bit before I can look at this screen again. So... Is what still just as crappy as the OG? I guess would be my question. Well, the old system. Sorry, guys. My vape was a little stronger than I expected. But the old system, these pluses that I did here. So you see how I'm plussing and I get a total of, you know, what is it, 12? Is that what I get? So, yeah, the leveling system in general, I think this is a lot better. You don't need to min-max your minor skills as much, which is really, really cool. They've taken more of a general approach where you can kind of play as you want in a way, but they're still locking you into only being able to increase 3 attributes. So it's not like I can put 2 points into 6 attributes every level up. I have to only choose 3, and I get 12 points total. Now, 12 points was your maximum min-maxing you could get to. So you could get like 2 +5s and a +7, but those +5s and +2s and +3s were really dependent on how many minor skill levels you got in those attributes, including your major skills as well. But see, that had a huge drawback. Now you actually have a lot more flexibility because you can choose exactly how many points and which specific attributes you want to put into. So if you realize that, say you're like, oh crap, I have like no speed skill, speed skill. What you can do is you can focus a couple levels of really putting those 5 points into speed to really kind of boost that up. You're not going to have to sit there and jump in a corner for 6 hours. So that way you can definitely get +5 speed for every level up. Hopefully that explains your question there. Can you level luck more than 1 point a level? Let's see. No, you can't. So luck is still locked on that, actually. So that's even more to think. By picking that sign, I want to say it's the thief. Picking the thief sign for that +10 luck, you're essentially saving yourself an entire 10 levels of spending a point on luck every time. That's wild. Like, holy shit. If they don't fix that, that's S tier. I've got to say, that's pretty broken. Yeah, it's a lot more casual friendly. I don't think I'm going to go with luck. I don't want to use all 4 of my points on it. I kind of liked what I was doing here for now. But my next level, maybe I'll throw some points in speed or agility or intelligence if I'm finding that my playstyle is lacking in something that I really want to have. There was times I found a cool new weapon and I was like, oh man, I got an awesome new mace I want to use, but my blunt skill's level 20. I just ran around the world and just blunt skilled the shit out of stuff, or ran to trainers and leveled up my blunt. And that's always an option too. Oh, there's an enemy nearby. Oh shit! What's up, bro? I didn't even know he was there. The whole time I was talking in that level up sequence, he was waiting right there to attack me. Dude, the new leveling system does change everything. It's pretty crazy. Well, definitely expect a video on that in the next probably 24 hours. That'll be what I do tonight while I watch my best friend run through the game for the first time. I'll be working on a video kind of focusing on the leveling and how all that works. Ooh, there's a guard over there. But what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the market. I am going to fast travel here. I'm not a super hardcore player who doesn't fast travel. However, I do respect everyone who does.
Have mercy. Just 1 coin. I'm saving up enough for some medicine.
I'm feeling good today, chat. I've got a lot of subscribers on YouTube today. I love you all. You're all here watching me play.
Thank you, kind sir.
You get $1.
Oh, blessings of Stendar upon you.
Yeah, I don't know how the loading time will be on everyone. If you check my profile, you can see my my PC stats, so you can see how they stack up to yours. You may have a difference there in terms of loading times if your PC maybe not as strong as mine. Gotta wait like 2 or 3 hours. I usually like to wait till after 9 a.m. I know for me, I don't want to be bothered before 9. Oh, everyone's coming in.
Go ahead.
I understand money is tight. But
Endurance versus personality. Go endurance. Go Vardenfell. Vardenfell has to be endurance because I went Vardenfell and I wouldn't have gone personality.
Welcome. What kind of deal can I make for you today?
Dude, they did amazing work on everything. You know, like even just the dialogue now, there's no more of that super zoomed in face. That was always so jarring.
Can I interest you in some of my wares?
All right, let's sell some shit, guys. Let's see. I'm going to use the fine iron longsword, so I am selling this. It's only worth $7, but hey, you know, I'm not going to get much with this mercantile skill. Sell.
You got a great deal there.
Let's see. I'm going to keep that, actually. I'm going to equip these. No, I don't want to sell those. Anything I want to really sell here? No, because I'm going to make a lot of this. I'm going to use a lot of this stuff. But maybe some of these potions I don't really need with you. I'm not going to restore fatigue, really. Shock shield. But I will restore magic and health. I always keep those for sure. The fire shield, actually, I'll get rid of too.
An excellent bargain.
And there I don't really need. I can see fine. Sell some statue here. Sell some gems. Sell this quill I accidentally picked up. Selling these little nuggies. But this is the big money here. We got the Varla stone for 433. And we're making 242 bucks off our Weckland stones. We got ourselves some money, 1,100 bucks.
Goodbye. Please come again.
I do like to sell here at the copious coin purse. I feel like I get more out of it, and I feel like if I remember correctly, the merchant has one of the highest amounts of gold that you can sell to. Keep that in mind. Now, if you're a caster, you're going to want to buy spells. This is your spell spot. Edgar's discount spells. They're not as strong as the other ones, I think, over here. Let's see. I don't know if it's the Gilded Carif. Mystic Emporium. These ones are stronger spells, but they're a lot more expensive. Early game, you get more bang for your buck going here.
Edgar Vautrin, you don't want the very best. You want cheap.
Oh yeah, I always come back as soon as I can to break in once I actually get a little bit of skills. I'll break in and steal everything overnight for sure.
Can I interest you in some of my
But, you know, this is all skills for early game. I wouldn't recommend doing that right away because you can get yourself screwed over. Let's see here. I love Snowball. It gives you a nice target ice spell. Do we want Scamp? Now, that's a good question. Now, Burning Touch, I usually debate getting. I probably will because I have 1,000 gold. But if I'm limited on gold, I'll usually skip that because you already have Flare that you get for free. No matter what class you are, really, you get Flare for free. But then if you choose actually a magic build, you get a Shock Touch and a Frost Touch. So the combination, you've already got all the elements. So if you're hurting for 60 gold, skip it. Now, this is totally worth it. You get an extra 50 pounds of weight. And you can really kind of cast this pretty periodically. Highly recommend getting this for a caster. Because like right now I have like 200 pounds that I can carry. That literally increases it by 20% right there. Bound Dagger, you know, especially if you go with a blade skill, you don't really need it. But if you're all magic, definitely picking up like a Bound Dagger or even paying more at the Mystic Emporium for Bound Sword or something like that might be beneficial. Starlight, don't really care about. Protect isn't bad. Water breathing is good, but hopefully, and this is a big if because some of these items are random and you get a percentage to get these, you can find armor that'll give you water breathing on self for a constant effect, which makes this spell completely pointless. You don't really necessarily need it at all. Also, my skill is too low to use it anyway. Hey, thanks, Davey. I appreciate that. Major wound isn't bad because you can drain health on target. I'm actually going to pick this one up as well. The draining is nice, but absorbing would have been better. But it's expensive. Absorb gets expensive. And that's all the ones I'm going to buy for now.
See me again. Goodbye.
Not to say if you see a spell there and you like it, you know, not to try it. Definitely do it. But usually for the best bang for your buck there, while also keeping a little bit of money for the next part of the goal, which is the arena. Chat, you have no idea how excited I am for this part. You have no idea. I'm really looking forward to being able to bet on some matches and then compete in some matches.
Hello there. Welcome to the arena.
He looks so different.
I've never seen you around here before. I know all the regulars, believe me. If you're looking to join the arena as a combatant, you need to head down to the Bloodworks and talk to Owen, the Blade Master. If you're here to bet on a fight, on the other hand, you're talking to the right man. There are matches all day long, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's a lot of chances to fill your purse with coin. So what do you say? You want to bet on a match?
Yeah, I want to bet on a match. Fuck yeah, I want to bet on a match.
I knew you were the gambling type. Well, you can bet on the yellow team or the blue team. The teams are evenly matched, so you've pretty much got a 50-50
That is
chance of
the
winning.
biggest goddamn lie in the world. That is the biggest goddamn lie in the world. My chances are 50-50, but the combatants are not 50-50. The number of times I've put like 100 gold on yellow, they start the fight, and all of a sudden the blue guy comes out with either a battle axe or a sword and a shield, and yellow comes walking out with goddamn hand-to-hand. Immediately I lose 100 gold. So I don't want to hear that 50-50 bullshit. What are we thinking though, chat? Blue or yellow? What are we going with? I see Tails reciting the announcer for when you actually compete in the arena, but I don't know if that's an actual call for blue team. We're gonna go yellow. You know, I'm gonna actually mix it up. Blue team. Nope, Tails said blue team.
Right then. The blue team it is. How much do you
To heal, blue team it is. We're going 100. We're going big.
Oh, right, my friend. You've got 100 gold down on the blue team. Good luck and enjoy the match. Oh, and if you win, come see me for your payout.
All right, I think blue is the fan favorite here. Dude, this looks so good. I hope they made him just as annoying. No more, no less. He's such an iconic thing. I don't think they changed him at all. They probably didn't even change the voice actor. He's too iconic. Let's go, Blue! You're my boy, Blue! Anyone ever see the movie Old School? With, I can't remember his name. Owen Wilson's brother. And, like, Will Ferrell. That's my boy, Blue! You're my boy! Patrick still is. Yes, sir. There's a rule. You can't skip the beginning of the game because Patrick Stewart must say his lines. Dude, blue team's got some reflect magic and some shield, though. I like this. I don't like those hits, but we're feeling good. I'm feeling good. Yeah, another shield spell. I like it. I like it. No! No! Fuck you. Fuck you, Blue. You piece of shit. Chat, there's only one thing left to do. There's only one thing left to do, baby. Double down.
Another happy Oh, right, my friend.
We double down, chat. That's it.
Welcome
Yellow team does cheat. You're right. Good call.
You came to watch a fight, and a fight you shall.
Just click them and then just do kill.
Versus the yellow team.
Oh, look, blue won.
Lower the gates.
That was a bug, though, having the combatant stand outside the gate. Unless they've changed that, but...
This is the part where you fall
Come on, Blue.
bleed to death.
My boy, Blue. You're my boy.
That's the best you can do. Why won't you die?
Let's get this over.
If yellow doesn't block enough, we should do more damage. But blue's been missing, so...
Be impressed.
Oh, blue hit there, though. That was a good one. Hey, Josh, welcome. Let's see. First Oblivion playthrough, Breton Spellsword or Bosmer Marksman. That literally depends on if you like to use bow and arrow and you're going to do more stealth, go with the Marksman, Bosmer. Or if you really want to play around with magic, the Breton Spellsword is not a bad call. Let's go! Let's go! Hold on. Ready? Let's do it! I know, seriously. Swinging and swinging and missing and missing. But right now, the build that I'm kind of playing is essentially a spell sword. Let me just show you. It's pretty much a spell sword, except I played around with it a little bit, and I put light armor in instead of heavy armor. And the reason for that is A, I love the look of glass armor the best. And B, I want to maximize my looting capabilities, and heavy armor weighs too much for my personal preference. So that's kind of my opinion on that. But thanks for the question, Josh. Let me know if that helped you out or if you need some more clarification.
You won! Congratulations! Here are your winnings, my friend. 200 gold.
We're back to
pieces.
even. You know what that means, chat.
Ah, another happy.
I can't leave till I make money.
Oh, right then. Oh, right, my.
You know how it is. Breaking even is only step one.
To the arena, good citizens of the Empire.
Archer is really fun.
Came to watch a fight.
Like, if I'm going a mainly only combat build, I'll always fall into, like, an archer who just kind of uses sword and board when he gets close.
Lower the gates.
Come on, Blue. Ooh. Yes! We got it.
Getting tired?
We got the free win. Free win. Free win.
This ends here.
God, yellow's using hand-to-hand. What a drop, you know? Like, chat, I don't even have to worry about this. This is an easy, guaranteed win. Umbra, except Umbra was way better in Morrowind than Oblivion. I liked the fact that in Morrowind, Umbra was a random chance that you had to actually go exploring to find. Like I said, chat, easy win. Hand to hand, fucking blows.
If you bet on the blue team, see the gatekeeper.
But yeah, I liked Umbra more in Morrowind than Oblivion. Oblivion, because it's tied to one of the Daedric quests, they like force you to find it. And I thought it was so much more impactful, just like going to school, going home, finding Umbra, and then the next day just running into school and being like, guys, you have to go outside Sudan. It's like, go to the east, outside Sudan. It makes no sense whatsoever. Find a path and go up it. Kill that orc.
You won! Congratulations!
Hey,
Here are your
Johnsman, what's
winnings,
going
my
on?
friend. 200 gold.
Ooh, I got more questions. Let me pause real quick to answer some questions before we go to the arena. Let's see. How would you go about a Bosmer archer with some magic thrown in? What school would be best complement the build? You could go with crowd control magic, so such as like illusion if you want. I believe alteration is the school I'm thinking of. That also can be kind of good. Mysticism is an overlooked one. That's a good crowd control one. Destruction, if you want to actually just kind of go with offensive magic. Let's see. Conjuration. I would use Conjuration or Restoration. I wouldn't pick both of them unless you're really a magic-focused character. Because then you're using too many skills that are tied together. Conjuration, though, I would lean against if you're only dabbling in magic. Because the spells cost so much to actually cast in terms of mana pools, that unless you're really dedicated to it and dedicated to increasing your intelligence and your willpower, you're going to struggle to ever be able to actually afford conjuration spells in terms of, mana usage. Let's see, what else do we got here? But I would say Bosmer Archer, maybe illusion magic because you can get invisibility. Destruction magic is good just for some extra ranged or some touch destruction skills if you don't want to get a melee attack build. So I guess that's my question to you as well, Josh. With those builds, are you going to have a blade skill or a blunt skill? Or is your marksman only going to have for that kind of physical damage, that marksman skill? In which case I would recommend destruction because it's always good to have at least 2 combat options. With every playstyle you do. Whether it's, blade and a magic skill, whether it's marksman and a magic skill, whether it's marksman and blade. Definitely try to get with 2. Marksman and blunt is another one. I would avoid, blunt and blade. Just because, take a look at this, for example. I can only equip 1 weapon at a time. So having, skills in, blunt, blade, and other things requires me to swap out my primary weapon periodically to maximize the minor skill. So, I don't know. I would pick one and stick with it. Yeah, Johnsman. I got viewers. Thank you, everyone, for watching me on YouTube. Hey, Nate AL. Thanks for subbing. Love you, buddy. Appreciate everyone who's subbing today. This is cool. Owen. What do you have for me today? What kind of shit talk are you going to throw in my face?
I don't know who you are, friend, but you've got about 10 seconds to tell me
How'd I
what
know?
you're doing in my bloodworks before I lop your arms off.
How'd I know? I'm going to be a combatant.
You what? You want to be a combatant?
Fuck you, buddy. Fuck
Look
you.
at you. My granny could beat you, and she's dead.
Just because I look like the
What,
Wicked
you
Witch of the
serious,
West doesn't mean shit, okay?
What is it with you people? You walk in, want to be combatants, and your entrails end up decorating my red room.
Hey, that's all right,
Alright.
Johnsman.
It's
I'm
your
here having
funeral.
fun.
Welcome to the arena, you filthy pit dog.
I love everyone who's here
You're free
saying
to
hi and
fight
hanging
so
out,
long
you
as
know?
You know the rules
Love
of
it.
competition. Now let me give you your battle raiment. It's the uniform of all arena combatants. Do you want a light raiment or a heavy raiment?
Well, we have light armor, so that's pretty straightforward.
A light raiment, huh? You sure? I figured you for the heavy raiment type. You know, hide behind
Dude.
a skin of steel.
For the last time, fuck you, buddy. Stop being so goddamn
Put
rude.
that on. See if it fits okay. When you're ready
Jesus,
for
I
a
would have
match,
never
I'll
hired
be
this
waiting.
guy.
You want to fight?
Had no
You talk
social
to me.
skills.
All right then.
Literal personality of 4. So what everyone always does is they jump to ready for a match. I'm not going to do that because he's going to shit on me again for not wearing my armor.
Get a move on.
You have to wear your raiment. Do not even try to join if you're not wearing your armor. He will shit on you so hard and it's
You
embarrassing.
haven't run home to mama yet, huh?
He's going to
That's
shit
a
on
good
you anyway,
sign.
as you can see,
So,
but
you ready for a match, or do you just need some information?
I am ready for a match.
All right, maggot. Looks like you're suited up in your battle raiment and all set to go. The red room is just over there. When you're ready to get eviscerated, just head up the ramp to the arena. Good luck, and may Azura have mercy on your soul.
May Azura have mercy on your soul, you rude son of a bitch. Sorry, I had to get the last word in. Let's see, let's prepare. Where the hell is my... What do I have equipped here? I am like all sorts of... Oh, that's why, okay. I forgot I sold my other sword. Dude, he does look even angrier. Like I knew he was gonna shit on me, but like that just hurt my feelings, bro.
Good people of the Imperial City, welcome to the arena. For this match,
All right, so before we get started, I'm gonna throw this out here. There's a couple little known things that are kind of must-haves to do for Oblivion veterans in the arena quest line. This is almost one of the first quest lines that almost everyone starts doing right away. Anyone in chat who's played Oblivion in 2006 can vouch for me here. The first thing you probably did was go to the arena and start that quest line. So one of the first things you have to do is while you wait, you have to pace back and forth, or you have to jump. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to do this. If you don't do this, you're dropping the ball hard. Hey Val, welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I don't want to use too much magic right now because yellow team's just gonna heal in a minute. So I want to try to wait it out a little bit. Come on, where's your spell? Ooh, are you? Yep, there we go. Every arena combatant will heal halfway through the fight, so they have 2 health bars essentially. Well, 1.5, but you know, plan for that accordingly. Do some restoration. Dude, where's my Skelly? I think it's 7. Yeah. Do a little minion building. Oh, great damage. Holy shit. Damn. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't loot. Oh, where is it? Where's my bow? There it is. Oh, I missed. I used to love doing this. When I had like 10,000 arrows in my old games, I used to just try to see how many I could shoot in them and make a giant pincushion out of it. So that's another rule. If you have a bow, you have to use the bow and you have to shoot them a couple times after they die. And the very, very last rule, you have to hit the torch on your way out. Dude, what? There's no physics on the torch anymore? Bro. No. No, come on. Okay, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. They need to patch that right now. You used to be able to jump and you would hit the top of it, and because it was on a chain, it would jiggle. It doesn't jiggle anymore. The chain doesn't jiggle. That's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. For real, dude. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Josh, right? I can't be the only one. Now, I know I had dial-up back when I played this game, so I don't know if these things were actually things everyone did. But I can't be the only one who would jump and hit that thing every time. No possible way.
By the 9 divines, you did it. You actually won. You ain't so bad after all, Pit Dog. You may even survive enough matches to advance in rank. Here, kid. This is your payout for the victory. There's more where that came from if you can keep on winning. Now go unwind before your next fight.
Oh yeah, he closed it. That's right. I gotta say I'm ready for another match. We're doing it again.
Okay, so you're not a complete... Now that's the spirit.
We're gonna go till we get promoted,
a good show.
and then we'll see from there. I have to see what time it is at that point.
Good city.
All right, next fight.
Welcome to the arena. Who will prevail? The pit dog.
I gotta
from
think
the
of a new
yellow
tradition with this light then.
pit dog from the blue
Should I try to shoot it with a bow and arrow?
Lower the
Maybe that'll be the new thing. I think now that I'm starting to get some skills, I might turn it up the difficulty from adept to expert. Let's see how much harder it is. Oh, look how much less damage I do. Hold on, I want to try one thing real quick. Holy shit, look how much damage.
You're the best of
Oh, I need to heal. Oh shit.
team has solved it.
Probably not. Unless they added it in, but guys, chat, I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna have to turn this down. It was worth a try though. I wanted to see what Master was like, but I think at level 2 is still a little bit too early for that. But for throwing weapons, not in vanilla, there shouldn't be, unless they specifically added some to this one. It was kind of actually a complaint when Oblivion first came out, was they were like, there was throwing weapons in Morrowind, and then they got rid of them, you know? And it was a real big bummer, but... I don't have any skooma yet, man. But no, I had to, unfortunately, I had to switch the difficulty down because I don't have enough health potions or enough gear to be able to deal with the healing. Because he still has to heal again afterwards, so that was going to take me forever. We'll do a master playthrough at some point, so if you're interested in seeing that, seeing some challenge content, you know, definitely tune into future streams. Once I get over the initial hype, I'll want to start doing some challenges and stuff like that, so think of some cool ones for me to try for sure. You know what, screw this guy. I'm going to use, I need to set up my hotkeys a little bit better. But I am going to drain some health. That's not healing me, is it? No. Yeah, you could do that too. Johnsman, do you mind linking the Discord if it hasn't been shared from Nightbot in a little while? Let's see, more potions. Where are all my potions at? What the fuck? Oh, they're weak. They may have, dude. Honestly, I don't know yet. I'm still learning. You know, I didn't have any advanced access to this game. You know, fingers crossed that I get to a bunch of subs one day, you know. I've always joked with people because, you know, people are like, oh, do you want to stream to get famous? I'm like, I don't want to stream to get famous. I want to stream so I can at least get GTA 6 a week early. That's the level of clout that, you know, I would say I've made it at. Do I need 1 million subs? No. But my God, do I want to be able to play GTA 6 before my friends? Johnsman, in the future, exclamation point Discord works as well. There we go. Is it as good as jumping up and hitting the light? No, but it does feel a little satisfying. Making money, making money, making money, making money.
Take your gold and get out of my face, pit dog.
It should be set up on YouTube as well. Don't quote me on that though. For a software engineer, I still struggle with some of the streaming element stuff.
You must be downright determined to get you.
Did it work? No? It's supposed to. It's supposed to be connected. Just don't know why it doesn't. Well, for everyone who's watching me on YouTube, if you haven't, and you do go on Twitch every now and then, definitely consider following my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I go live on Twitch, YouTube, X, and a whole bunch of platforms. But on Twitch right now, because I don't have anything really on YouTube, I'm not at 500 subs yet, as far as I know, and I don't have the watch hours. On Twitch, you can get points for the channel, unlock challenges, and plenty of more other stuff. So, if you do go on Twitch sometimes, definitely consider it. I'm happy to have you on YouTube, though, too. Oh, he was glitching out hard there. You see that? Bethesda, never change. There's a reason they're called Bugfesta. You know what? I'm going to make this a little bit easier on myself. Just use what I've got. Use what my daddy gave me.
You'll never take me down.
Because my skelly hits like a fucking brick house. Dude, level 2. Your skeleton is overpowered. Oof.
From the blue team, leave the arena now and rest. You earned it.
That was a good shot. That ricochet is pretty cool. Alright, chat. So what do we think about Oblivion so far? How do we feel about the Oblivion remaster? I know some of you are playing it. Some of you are just watching me. Maybe some of you can't play it. Now, if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a AAA giveaway at 500 subscribers. And then I'll be doing a double AAA giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So definitely join the community. Be part of it. Because if you can't afford Oblivion Remastered, I remember in 2006, I needed my brother who was in the Air Force to buy it for me because I didn't have a job. I was 13, 14 years old, and my parents didn't believe in video games. So I always like to give back in my streams, so I do regular giveaways pretty much every month. There's going to be another AAA giveaway, but fingers crossed I get to 500 subscribers before that point, so that way I can do it again. And if you want Oblivion Remastered, you've got yourself Oblivion Remastered if you win. So there's definitely reasons to follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, follow on X, TikTok, all those fun platforms, and you can see them all on my channel.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're no longer a pit dog.
I reached Brawler, baby. All right, everybody. That puts me at just under 3 hours for this stream. I'm going to wrap it up here. I may come back later tonight. More than likely, though, I'll be streaming tomorrow once I finish up work, so expect me to go live at, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, or 5 o'clock. Definitely join the Discord. I always communicate on Discord when exactly I'm going live. You'll also be able to see it on my Twitch schedule. I'll be updating that a little bit later tonight once I know. But I am streaming for hours tomorrow. I'm streaming for hours on, what the hell is tomorrow? Is today Tuesday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to keep trying to stream as much as possible, as much as humanly possible, because I'm going to be playing this as much as possible. But right now, I do have to go see the wife. I am married. She's been home from work for a little while now, and I've been ignoring her. So I've got to take a break, eat some dinner. Like I said, I'm really, really tempted to come back. Having 15 of you here on YouTube with me, handful of you on Twitch, has been absolutely unbelievable. Thank you all so, so much. Who knows? I may take a short nap because I'm running off 3 hours of sleep as well. But I love you all so much. I'm not going to touch this character until I go back live again. So if you're invested in my playthrough, if you're invested in this character and seeing how this build progresses, don't worry. He'll be back tomorrow. He's not going anywhere, and we'll pick up right where we left off. So thank you again so much, everybody. I love you all. Thank you so much for all the subscribes, all the follows, all the love. It's been such a cool day. It's been such an exciting day. Not just because Oblivion came out, but because I met so many of you. And I look forward to seeing you all again in the future. Thanks so much, guys. Love you all. If you ever have any questions about any builds or anything like that, message me right on Discord. Hit the general. Hit game suggestions. Definitely, let's make that Discord pop. I'm really excited to see you all in there too. So thank you so much. Love you all once again. Take care.